time. I'm Ro Parrish, joined by former All-Star Smitty, a.k.a. Steve Smith. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Ro. We're in the summertime, so I'm ready to go.
Summertime is here. It's been 5 days since Golden State's won their third championship.
Congrats to the Warriors.
Salute. And we are 8 days away from the NBA draft, but of course, nobody's talking about either one of those. Everybody's talking about the #1 storyline in the NBA, and that is where LeBron James is going to play next season. So, here at NBA TV, we thought about something. This is what we're going to do. Surmising Smitty. You're asking us, what is Surmising Smitty? It's really simple. We're going to have Steve Smith give his percentages on where LeBron might go. Potential destinations, situations, whatever you want to call it. Smitty is about to take this thing, and I'm going to set you up perfectly because I know you're ready.
I appreciate it, Ro. Thanks. I'd like to pass right in the pocket. You gave it to me. And everybody wants to know where the king, LeBron James, will end up. And we all have our opinions. Mine, the #1 option, is the Miami Heat. Reason why, Dwayne Wade's there. He played there. He's comfortable with Eric Spoelstra. And everybody said, what about him and Pat Riley? I think with Dwayne Wade back, it kind of opened the door for them to obviously have a chance to maybe get their relationship back. And I also think the Miami Heat have so many good players and so many contracts that's movable, and he can bring 2 guys with him.
2 guys, that would be interesting now, San Antonio.
And the reason why it's San Antonio first is Greg Popovich. You understand those guys have great respect for each other. He talked about Pop. LaMarcus Aldridge had a fantastic year. If Kawhi Leonard can sign back and you add a LeBron James, I think you instantly start saying the San Antonio Spurs is one of those teams that could knock off the Rockets and the Golden State Warriors.
Of course, San Antonio's in Texas. They have no state tax there, and Kawhi Leonard could sign for that Supermax, so that definitely is an option. But this is why they brought you in. This is why they pay you the big bucks. You thought about something that no one else has discussed or even thought of. Tell me that option for LeBron.
Well, it's not retiring, it's just a sabbatical. Reason why he's played 8 straight finals. Give himself a little bit of rest. And if it's about just picking the right team, you can wait for, say, December, January, find out where everybody's going, pick the right team that you already know where you're going, but you get a little bit of rest. All the decision-making is over, and now you slip right into a team that's already set. Might not be able to take big money, but LeBron's okay. And then you go to a team that's rolling, ready to go. That's a sabbatical. I think that might be an option for LeBron James.
A sabbatical option. You haven't heard that anywhere but here on NBA TV. So let's continue with the theme of the teams. Another team in Texas, Houston.
To give them a lot of credit. What a year they had. And I'm still hurt that Chris Paul was injured because I thought they had a chance to knock off. 1 game away with 2 to play and 1 being in Houston. That game 7, they didn't do it. And if you add a LeBron James, obviously they become one of the favorites. And then the Lakers. I don't think he goes to Houston. And then the Los Angeles Lakers, everybody said that because he has a house there. I look at it as they have to have so much movement. You got to get rid of young guys. And I don't know which young guy you would give up. It's not saying I wouldn't trade for LeBron James. I just think I love Ingram. I love Kuzma. Lonzo Ball might be the guy that they're moving, but I just don't see him going to Los Angeles Lakers. But there's a small percentage he might go.
They have a lot of cap space sitting right now at $47 million with no change. If they make some moves with Julius Randle and Luol Deng, they could have as much as $69 million under the cap, so he could maybe bring a friend along with him.
Yes. You need a couple more friends, but I like the young guys.
So we continue on with the teams. Who we got next, Smitty?
2 teams that I say, no way. No way. There's no way. First the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm skipping a little bit. I like the Sixers. I love what they've done. The process, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz. But where do all these guys play? And then LeBron James having to have the ball in his hand. You take it out of Ben Simmons. I just don't see it. That's why I gave it a small 5% chance. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's from there. He could stay there. I just gave him a percent. I don't think he's staying there. I love T. I love the way they've done the last 4 years. But I think they've maxed out. And showed out by being swept. I don't think he returns to Cleveland.
So, Cleveland, sorry if you're paying attention right now. Smitty doesn't think he's going back. One interesting note, our colleague here, David Griffin, former GM with the Cavs, has been rumored to be maybe an option for the general manager for the Sixers, so we might want to keep an eye on that.
That would help them, for sure.
Have a good relationship.
They do.
So we will continue with this countdown, and these are the teams that you...
No, Ro. No, Ro. You can't go join the war. No, Ro. Don't do this, Ro. 0 chance for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have problems if he went to Golden State. I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
That is not fair.
From a basketball sense, financially, doesn't make sense.
Hampton 5, now you're talking about dream team.
Pretty much.
The Celtics?
Yeah.
I just don't think so. I think when you look at, you have Tatum, you have Brown. You have Gordon Hayward coming back.
Yes.
Kyrie coming back off an injury.
Well, Kyrie coming back, but he just said he didn't want to sign his extension in this offseason, said it wouldn't make sense. So
they still have a year to go.
Okay.
They're going to trade him.
Very true.
And I just don't see them trading him. The season he had before the injury and the way they played, you bring those guys back, they have a good chance to do something for long term.
Now, there's one team that you didn't have on the list, but I started thinking, and he's very respected.
I didn't have the other 29 teams either.
Well, there's some teams, of course, that have no chance, but there's one team in particular in Los Angeles. Everybody knows this guy. He's only the logo. Jerry West, of course, a consultant with the Clippers. Is there any way LeBron takes a meeting with him and Doc Rivers?
You know, I wouldn't say why not, but the only reason why I say no is because you're flirting with both L.A. teams. And I think Doc Rivers, obviously, we all love Doc and Jerry West. Everything speaks for him. Both those guys at the helm, I think, yes, it's a perfect pitch for those guys. And if I'm LeBron James, I'm listening. But I just think if he has to pick one organization in L.A., I think it will be the Los Angeles Lakers, not the Clippers.
Very interesting. We all will find out soon. Free agency starts July 1st. But some news. The Raptors have hired former assistant coach Nick Nurse as the team's new head coach, according to ESPN. The 50-year-old Nurse was Dwayne Casey's assistant in Toronto for 5 seasons and coached 6 seasons in the G League. Coming up, the Suns won the lottery last month, but who will they take number 1 next week in New York? We will discuss all of the options when Game Time returns. Edition 5.0. You have the Suns taking DeAndre Ayton with the top pick now. Why are you leaning that way, and are the Suns leaning that way?
Well, after he had his workout here for the Suns about a week ago, there were so many hints that he was going to be the guy. You know, he said to the media afterwards that he knows he's going to be the number 1 pick. He's not taking a workout with another club. He said the Suns told him that they haven't said to him he's the number 1 pick. But when he tells you he knows and that he's not going to work out for another team, you wonder if the Suns have talked to his agent or whether there was a wink-wink thing with him with the Suns. And then you just go by what general manager Ryan McDonough said after the workout. He said that it was a phenomenal workout. That was the word he used. And he said he can count on one hand the number of prospects he has seen in the last 16 years that have Ayton's skill, size, and potential. Given all those things, I would be shocked if Ayton's not the number 1 pick.
Okay, speaking of shocking, reports are that Jaren Jackson had an impressive workout for the Suns. So why would the Suns take him first?
Because of his versatility. They love the fact that Jaren Jackson is a guy who can not only be an elite rim protector, but he can shoot the three-point shot. Of the big men available in this draft, look at Ayton, Bamba, Jackson, and Bagley. He's probably the best three-point shooter. He's already got an NBA body. He needs to get stronger a little bit, but he's got a ton of potential. McDonough called him a really unique player who he thinks will be a great player. It's just a great draft for big men. I don't think they could go wrong with Ayton, Jackson, or Bamba. I still think Ayton's the guy, though.
So you mentioned rim protector, something the Suns definitely need. They've had the worst defense in the NBA last season. So how much does that figure into Ryan McDonough's thought process heading into the draft?
Well, they definitely need to get better defensively. They had a historic bad defense last year, and they do need a rim protector. When you think that, you think of Mohamed Bamba and that 7'10" wingspan. But they think DeAndre Ayton, the likely number 1 pick, they think he's going to develop into a pretty good defender. You know, they point out that at Arizona he played power forward, so he wasn't in the lane as much as he would be if he was playing his natural center position, and that contributed a little bit to his only 1.9 blocks per game. They also think as he learns defensive concepts and learns how to play team defense that he has the athleticism to be a really above-average rim protector as he grows. But there's no question they need somebody who can protect the rim because right now backcourt defense isn't above average.
Well, the Suns have missed the playoffs for a franchise record 8 straight seasons. I mean, they haven't been to the postseason since Jersey Shore, and Lost was still on the air. So is the organization looking at this draft as a reboot of the franchise?
Yeah, Ryan McDonough said to me over the season that they're going to accelerate their timeline. The idea was to really go after veteran players and make this team into a playoff team in 2019, 2020. But he recognizes that fans here are frustrated after 8 straight losing seasons. Remember, this used to be one of the proudest franchises in the NBA. They were always in the playoffs. It's been a long drought. So they see this chance with a number 1 pick and the number 16 pick and a maturing Devin Booker and Josh Jackson to really turn the corner and maybe not make the playoffs this coming season, but be in position to make them in 19 and 20.
So Igor Kokoskov was kind of a surprise pick, to say the least, to be the team's new head coach. Tell us something that we might not know about the new head coach.
Well, when I talked to Ryan McDonough about why he hired Igor, one of the things he said that really kind of struck with me is that Ryan McDonough said all his years of watching offenses, he was never really as amazed as what he saw with Igor Kokoškov's Slovenia team last year. He was just blown away by Kokoškov's ability to get his players open and good shots. Even when everybody knew the ball was going to be in either Goran Dragic's hands or Luka Doncic's hands, Kokoškov was able to initiate offense and create an offense that got them open looks. He's supposed to be a brilliant offensive mind. He has a great temperament. I know he's not the biggest name or the sexiest name among Suns fans, but I think it was a pretty solid hire.
There it is right there, a way to come strong with it. We appreciate you for joining us here on Game Time.
Anytime.
My name is DeAndre Ayton, and I'm from the University of Arizona.
What can you do against that? You just can't stop that.
Came from the Bahamas. Obstacle I had to overcome was coming here, making a big sacrifice, leaving my family at age 12.
Ayton is going to rattle those rims tonight. A strong finish.
I compare my game to Kevin Garnett and Hakeem Olajuwon. You know, Kevin Garnett with his intensity.
One of the most intense players you'll see in any sport.
Hakeem Olajuwon with his footwork.
The green shape at its perfection.
My best attribute on the court is my competitiveness. That I come to work and I come to play no games. Criticism I'm getting tired of hearing is I have no motor.
Not playing like a freshman tonight.
It means a lot to be the #1 pick, to be successful. I just want to be great. To be honest, I love this game so much. I like it's like an outlet for me. I've been working for this my whole career, and you know there's no stopping now. When I get here, I'm gonna just be more of a dog and just work hard every day.
Will he be the #1 overall pick going to the Phoenix Suns? That remains to be seen. But we got to chop it up about him for a second because you go way back to 8th grade knowing him. Talk about his development and how he's come along as a player.
Well, getting a chance to see him play in high school and now his freshman year in Arizona the past season was fantastic. You talk about a guy, NBA bodies put together, reminds you of a Dwight Howard type body.
Wow.
Very athletic. Versatility is there, has a nice mid-range jump shot. Can rebound the basketball. You can see him going up, and I think he has a great feel. Saw him play out of double teams, being comfortable role, passing the basketball, and block close to 2 shots. Would love to see that number a little bit higher in college, but I think he has all the tools, and I think he for sure will be the #1 pick for the Phoenix Suns.
Another big that you're very familiar with, Sparty. We all know about Jaren Jackson. I see the smile come right to your face. Talk about this big man and how he's going to develop in the league.
It's so impressive. I mean, I'm just getting old, bro. I know all these young guys and know their dads and Jaren Jackson Sr. Love watching Jaren Jackson Jr. Played on the same soccer team like oldest son back in the day.
Wow.
And now you get a chance to watch a 18-year-old freshman. He's just 18.
Young.
Block shots at 3.0. Also can run the court, can shoot the 3 for a big shot, close to 40%. And then obviously he was just a freshman. He has the upside to go a long way, and he's long. He's going to be a pretty good player in the NBA. And I think he won't be the #1 pick, but he's improved his draft stock.
Look at that right there. Everybody talks about the big man and the demise of it. Nah, there's plenty of bigs coming. And speaking of bigs, Elena Del Don, she has some size. Her and the Mystics took on the Red Hot Connecticut Sun, but they cooled them off. You have to see. Stick around.
I'm really happy to see our team have early success, and I think all because we all rely on each other. There's not one player that you key in on to beat us, and that's our strength.
When we have a team like that, it's really hard to stop us because you try to stop one thing and then something else opens up for another player.
Courtney Williams, nice kick out, Strickland. 3 is good.
Playing as a team, moving the ball, and looking for each other, that will go a long way for us throughout the season.
The Suns, for the first time in 10 years, are 3-0 to open the season.
We just have to continue playing together, distributing the ball, and making it really hard for defenses to guard us. To maintain this level of success, everyone has to be on point and also unselfish. We're trying to make a name for ourselves. Connecticut is a team that's really on the rise, and we believe we can beat anybody when we put our minds to it.
The Suns knock off the defending champions. They are 7-1 overall.
We are talking about the WNBA. You will be able to see the Red Hot Sun on Friday night. 2 games, Aces and Wings is up first. Then you have the Sun and the Seattle Storm closing things out, and make sure you turn in the Game Time for all the scores and highlights. Let's take it to the Mystics and the Sun, and there are the jumpers going up early. Agumake and the Suns hosting Elena Del Don and the Mystics. Ballers, ready to get some buckets, right, Smitty?
Yes, I love watching the skill set of the WNBA players. They get it done.
Christy Tolliver starts off hot, 14 points in the first quarter. Done! And one.
Making it look easy.
Too easy. Again, is that Dirk?
Yeah, she's the WNBA Dirk off the one leg. I love Della Don's game.
Christy Tolliver making things happen.
No conscious.
No, none whatsoever. Her and Della Don combined to outscore the entire Sun team in the first half. 42 points for both of them. Second half, Courtney Williams.
That's a nice drive.
Very nice. The finger roll, that's one thing she could do. Courtney Williams again.
Gave herself a chance. She was 15 for 29.
Suns outscored the Mystics 30-8 in the third quarter. To the fourth quarter we go. The Sun continue to dominate. How about that defense? We're going back to the offense. Courtney Williams, once again.
Nice.
A little hesitation.
Okay, here we got a ball game.
Williams had 34 points. Connecticut up by one.
Look at
Della Don.
Point forward. Oh, with the left. Make it look easy.
36 points in the night for Della Don. You see the energy, the enthusiasm.
Jab. Uh-oh. Cookies.
And we're going the other way, but no!
Della Don with the hustle, and not enough. You got to stay with it.
Gil McKay had 19 points in the game. Christy Tolliver.
No, no.
That's Steph Curry range. 25 points. Mystics up by 2. Last chance. Courtney Williams.
Good look. Oh, I know she wanted to have that one back.
That's the look that you want. The Mystics victorious against the Sun. We take it to NYC, the Liberty, and the Las Vegas Aces. The second night of a back-to-back for the Aces. Early on, Tina Charles knows how to get buckets. 13 points in the first quarter.
Good job. Good body control on the outside, mid-range, and then you see it on the inside with the great hands and catch with the nice little soft floater.
That's how you do it for the Liberty. But to the Aces, lost last night, but they took an L last night. Now they're bouncing back. Neri with the J. Asia Wilson, you know all about her. The number one overall pick.
Lefty, driving it hard. Didn't have a great game, but she's been very solid for the Aces.
The Aces, Tamara Young, they had 4 players in double figures. Tamara was one of them. She had 10 points in the game, looking nice right there. And Hamby, one of those other players who had double figures, scoring 17 points. That pull-up is nice.
4 players in double figures. That's how they got it done.
Aces in control. Kayla McBride. That is top quality. Ann Donovan, the only woman to win a national championship as a player and win a WNBA title as a coach, passed away Wednesday at the age of 56. Donovan won the national title at Old Dominion at 1980 and won the gold medals in 1980 and 1984 in the Olympic Games before playing professionally in Japan and Europe. Donovan then had a successful coaching career, leading the U.S. women to Olympic gold in 2008. She coached 5 WNBA teams, including the Seattle Storm, which she led to a title in 2004. In a statement, WNBA President Lisa Borders expressed her deepest sympathies to the Donovan family. Ann Donovan was enshrined into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2005.
With his size and skill set versatility at 6'7", 6'8", we just love to watch him play the way he's playing.
12 points a game, shot 50%. Then we have Sangalo who had 12 points. And this would be an upset. Luka, they take the L. Baskonia, victorious. 4-point victory.
That's game 1, right?
That is game 1.
It'll be good.
Now, there's a chance if the series plays out, he might not be able to attend the NBA draft. So that might be disappointing.
It will be disappointing, but they got to win first. And he's been doing that. That's the way that I love him. He's young, but he's been playing at such a young age. He's not afraid. He's relentless, and he's been a winner. Great size. I just don't know if I want to see him at the point guard position. Love to see him maybe at the point forward or just playing that 3 spot.
The week of the draft back in the day, what were you doing?
The week of the draft, what I was doing?
What were you doing?
Get my suit ready. I'm getting ready. What are you talking
you gotta
about?
look fresh.
Make sure I look good and get a nice cut.
Of course, hey, you got to be so fresh and so clean. That's what we are. Roll Parrish, Steve Smith, it's game time. We out of here.